over here, it has the 5-inch print. So I had to come and show you this. Hey, Antoinette here from Sewing with Creations PS91. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I want to show you how to make this block right here. We got 2 blocks and 1 pattern. So let's get right to it. What you see right here is everything cut up. Okay, so I didn't take you guys along with me. I actually did, and there was no sound. So I'm going to insert a clip right here to let you see that I actually cut this up. But I also want to talk about my thought process on this. Let me pan you up a little bit. There we go. So you can see the squares. So this is the 2 squares that we're going to be alternating together to make the blanket, our quilt top. So this one right here with the different colors in them, my thought process was I didn't want it to look like this, where there's all the same color. I wanted to give it a little bit of pizzazz to it, so I changed the color way of this. So as you can see, this one over here, it has the 5-inch print. They have the prints, and over here we have the whites, right? And so those are the alternating blocks. And so what you're going to cut your blocks to, your squares to, is 3 inches. You have 5 inches, and then you have 3 by 5. Okay, now this is a 9 patch. You can totally see that. And for my beginners out there, if you don't know what a 9 patch is, it is 3, 6, 9. Okay, and so you have this block that is a 9 patch, and the beautiful thing about this is you can create this as your own. You can fussy cut, and for my beginners out there, a fussy cut is all it is. If you just take something that you like and you cut it out, you know, and make it stand out in the middle of your work. So there's a lot of expression you can put there if you like with your fabrics. And I am using all of my scraps because they're getting there. So we need to use up our scraps. So I thought about this block because it is a beginner friendly, and yet it is quick, fast gratification for you, and it's just beautiful. I'm calling it the railroad block. It looks like actually the railroad that they laying down, that the train is on. That's what it looks like to me. So that's what I'm calling it. All right, so I am at the ironing board. I am ironing the blocks and everything. So I wanted to show you how to interlock your blocks for my beginners out there, if this is something that you do not know how to do. And for my seasoned quilters, I know y'all know how to do it. But I want to show you how to interlock your seams when you are working with a 9 patch or any block. But there is a way you can interlock them, and I want to show you. So I'm going to pan you down so you can see now. Mercy and Grace on my cover. It is on the way. I ordered me a new one, so it is very loved. Okay, so show some mercy and grace. All right, so I'm gonna pan you down. Okay, so you have your 3 pieces, and they're going to be like this: your first piece, second piece, and third piece. Okay, and so now what you want to do, you want to take your top piece and you want to flip it down, and you want to press to the right side. Okay, then we're going to move that on out the way. Then we're going to take our next piece and we're going to flip that down, and we're going to press that to the left side. Okay, we're going to press that towards the left side there. Okay, so now you have right and left. So you are in front of me, okay? And so when you're doing this, I'm doing it to the right. It may look from the left, I'm not for sure. But you want to flip and you go to the right, the second piece to the left, okay? And so now you want to turn your second piece back over the way you flipped it. This is important. This is how people get messed up. Flip it right back the way that it came, okay? Then you want to take your second piece and you want to put it on top of the second piece. And so now what you see, let's get close, you will see that your seams have interlocked. You see that? They interlock, and you can feel this with your hands. Okay, I'm really trying to get the camera to see. There you go. So you can see how they have interlocked. And then you just stick a pin there. Let me get my pins. Here they are. And then you just want to stick a pin in there and hold that. And so let's do this one here. So you can see that one is going this way and the other one is going that way. And so you just want to slide them in together. And you can see that they're interlocked together. Isn't that beautiful? And so that way you can really rest assured that they will line up when you sew them. Right? Okay, and so now your third piece, so we went right, left, and so now you want to go right with this one, right? So you want to flip this one on top before you even press it. Flip it on top, but you know you're going to flip it going towards the right way. This will be easier for you, okay? So now you want to take this and you want to go to the right. Now you don't have to press it on top of there if you don't want to. I just really want you to see. You can bring it down and press it towards the right way, your seams, the right way. So now when you put this on top, flip it up and you're going to see your seams are all matched together there. And you can feel them as well, okay? And that is a really easy way to make sure that your seams are interlocked where everything will line up properly. So when you sew it down, everything is going to match up perfectly right there. Okay, so I have a couple of more to show you. So now I want to talk to you about directional fabrics. So if you decide to pick a fabric and it's directional, you're going to need to know which way to lay it. And I wanted to show you because I use one in my block right here. It's actually right here. So I'm going to pan you down so you can see. So this is my directional fabrics right here. So one of the fabrics that I had, it was a jar. Isn't it cute? And so for me to do this block right here, I had to figure out when I was cutting which way to lay the fabrics. So I did that. So as you can see, this block goes like this. And as you can see, all of the jars are going in its right order. You don't want that happening where your jar is upside down and your block look crazy, right? But if you want it that way, that is fine. There's no quilt police, sewing police nowhere. So that's fine. And so you can do it like that. So when you're cutting your blocks, you can position it where you can cut it onto that size that you need. And when you put it together, it's going to look so much better. how all of the jars are going the way they're supposed to go. So when you're working with directional fabrics, just be a little cautious. If you want it all symmetry and everything, and if you don't want it wonky, just pay attention to your cutting and you will be fine. Okay, so we are at the sewing machine and we are talking about puckers. As you can see, there is puckers in the fabric, and the reason this happens because I ironed the strip instead of pressing. So that means is when I ironed it, I pressed it wider than what it was supposed to be. And so now I have puckers. When you press, you're basically putting it on top. When you're ironing, you are moving in this motion. So now I have puckers, but let me show you how to fix it if you happen to have these. Okay, so we're going to turn this part where the puckers are, we're going to turn that part downward onto the feed dogs, because the feed dogs eats up more of the fabric. And you want to go nice and slow with this when you are doing this. So I move my needle over 1/4 of an inch, and we are going to press. I'm going to put it on a little slow because you want to go slower when you are doing this, because you want it to be able to grab that extra fabric. And look, we have no more puckers. You can see how the feed dogs really brought in that extra fabric that we had, those little puckers, and it ate it all up. So if you have those, just turn it onto the feed dogs and it will eat it up. Okay, so I'm all back. And I have pressed, I have made the rest of the blocks, and here they are right here, and these right here. And so now you want to cut your blocks to 9.5, okay? And I wanted to let you guys know, I do know that there's other blocks that are called railroad, okay? I believe there's one called Railroad Spirit block, but I do know there's one called Underground Railroad, or Railroad Underground. So I do know that, okay? So I know I didn't invent this block, but I did want to put a little twist on it as far as color work. I think them being the way they are, I think it would really bring great contrast to the quilt top with the different colors and all, and it'll just bring a really vibrant to the quilt. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm going to go put this together, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the quilt top. I'll be right back. I am all back. Look. Oh my goodness. It came out so good. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so gorgeous. And just think, This is one pattern in 2 blocks, I'm gonna say, because it looks, just by changing the color of the blocks, it looks like a whole new block. So as you can see here, this is one, and then this is one right here, and it is the same exact block. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. And it came out so good. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Are you going to try this? And you know what would be really cool? I was even thinking, if you don't want to commit to actually making a whole blanket, you can totally make a pillow cover with, you know, with one of these blocks, and then just add a border, because the block comes out, you're cutting it at 9.5, and for whatever size pillow you want it to be, you can just add a border around the square, and you got a pillow cover. And I got a full tutorial how to make a pillow cover. So I will link that down below in the description box for you. But I got a whole how to make that. And yes, I am so satisfied with this. So if you have your scraps and you just don't know what to do, here you go right here. All right, you guys, that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.